All right, so here it is. This is essentially for the game. At this point, about a minute left in the game, and the Steelers are up 18-16. The Ravens have just scored a touchdown, and they're looking to get a 2-point conversion to tie this game at 18. So they come out here. They've got one running back, and they've got two tight ends. So this is 12 personnel. They got two wide receivers on the field here. And the play they end up trying to run, so they have a fake jet sweep action over to the right, and they get Justice Hill and this wide receiver going over there to try to bring some defenders over to the right. But really, this is a quarterback run action to the left, and they're pulling the center and the left guard to try to lead the way. This doesn't appear to have like a pass option on it, although one could argue that it probably should have, especially with Mark Andrews having nothing to do on this play. But let's look at the run part first before we start looking deeper into the play. So I think two things are very important into why the Steelers were able to blow this play up. First being the initial rush by Nick Herbig on the edge, trying to set the edge. So Nelson Aguilar is trying to take care of him here, but what Herbig does is he comes in so forcefully that he hits one of the pullers, and the other puller, the center behind him, runs into him. So these two, their goal is to try to get out ahead of Lamar and lead him here. But Herbig crashing in disrupts this play already. Then the center gets off and the guard is trying to come too. And ideally, like, one of them is supposed to come and get Porter, right? Joey Porter Jr. is unblocked here because his man, Nelson Aguilar, is trying to take care of Herbig. So one of these pullers, ideally the lead puller, is supposed to be the one that gets Porter. But since they got hung up because Herbig did such a great job getting in there, now Porter's unblocked. So the lead blockers are trying to get out to him, but Loudermilk, with some really strong pursuit, then ends up occupying them again. Like, he manages to get in the way, and they're trying to keep him off of Jackson. So ultimately, the efforts of Herbig and of Loudermilk end up giving Joey Porter nobody blocking him and give him a free run to Lamar Jackson. Mark Jackson. Give him the free run to Lamar Jackson, and he ends up making this play. So I think the unsung heroes really are Nick Herbig right here first, and then Loudermilk. The two of them just completely disrupted the pulling action that was supposed to lead Lamar into the end zone. And Joey Porter Jr. did a great job taking advantage of the fact that his teammates kept him clean and preventing Lamar Jackson from doing anything to get into the end zone, effectively ending this game. Now, the part of it that's a little odd to me is why, with Andrews not having anything to do and then likely with the ability to like block and then release, why was there no pass option to this? Why wouldn't you have... you can particularly tell because neither of them has anything to do right now, and neither, like, even if there was no pass option, I don't understand why these guys aren't, somebody isn't like trying to come back here, right? He's not making it right now. Somebody's got, this is for the game. Like, it's interesting, and maybe, at this point you don't really have time to react, but if you're Mark Andrews right here, why are you not like trying to get open somewhere? You have no work to do right now. And from the play design perspective, I don't know why this wasn't part of the play. Like, give him a pass option, That just makes this all the more dangerous. You have two tight ends that are good pass catchers in the red zone, but neither of them seems to have any understanding that, or any thought that this play would require them to be available. So it must be just a pure run play. But even in that circumstance, like, they're eligible receivers, and it doesn't look like anybody has illegally gone downfield. Stanley's here at 1 yard. They snapped it at 2 yards. So he seems legal. I don't remember seeing anyone illegally block downfield. Like, no one's blocking over here. Likely is not contacting anyone beyond the 1 yard mark. So I don't know that anything about this being a pass would make this an illegal play. Nobody's downfield illegally. Nobody blocked illegally. So then theoretically you could catch a pass and they're eligible receivers. Let's make sure from the formation that they're eligible. Like, yeah, he's covering the tackle. He's covering the tackle. They're both end people on the line. They're eligible receivers. So I don't understand this part of it. Why that wasn't designed as like a backup plan in this play, because these two are clearly interested in Lamar's run, right? Like they're not trying to guard anybody. I don't know why that wasn't put in as part of the play, and even if it wasn't, you would think someone, especially with Mark Andrews, veteran savvy, would be like, hey, I got nothing to do. Like, let's go. Let me get to the back of the end zone, and just in case Lamar's to throw up a prayer, I'll be available. But nobody was available to him. And so he ended up kind of having to just throw it randomly. He had nowhere to go with it. All right, let's see this from the end zone view again. Again, as a reminder, we've got the jet sweep action coming this way to try to draw defense. And then we're going to get pull, pull. So watch first Nick Herbig, right? He crashes in, hits the first puller, the second puller, the center hits the first puller, and that already prevents them from getting out. You know, one of these guys has got to be blocking Joey Porter, who has nobody right now. All right, the pullers have disengaged. Now look at Loudermilk. Split this and try to hustle toward Lamar Jackson, necessitating people to occupy and account for him. And in the meantime, Joey Porter stays completely clean. He's able to come over and make the play on Jackson. Just a great job by the Steelers defense. And over here too, you can see, like, you would think it would be so easy from this point for Mark Andrews to just sneak behind, at least make himself available, that if there was any hope, it might not have changed the outcome of this play. Like, Joey Porter Jr. closed really quickly, but it's just hard for me to understand why that wasn't part of the play. When you have two good tight ends, they're over on that side of the field the way the play is designed anyway. And then even though it wasn't part of the play, like, Mark Andrews has been in this league a long time. Like, make yourself available. What else are you doing on this play? Anyway, the Steelers ended up winning. They ran out the clock, and they took home an 18-16 victory.